eye contact is huge.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk to someone and you want to convey, hey, trust me, and rapport, this is huge.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you go to the supermarket and you look at cereal boxes, they have the characters on the cereal boxes.
They're looking at you.
You know where a lot of them look down? They're looking down. You know who they're looking down? You'll see cereal boxes where the character looks down.
At the cereal.
No, I'm a cereal box, right? I'm the Trix rabbit or whatever, right? Now, you go shopping, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking down. Why am I looking down?
The rabbit's looking down.
Right, the rabbit's looking down. Thank you.
Wow.
Because the kid's the consumer.
Yeah, not the adult.
No, the kid's going to say, Mom,
look, come grab me.
Mom, buy that for me.
Oh my God.
So they design them to actually look down. And they also put them at a certain level. And so maybe in adult cereal, they'll have the person looking at higher up because they're looking at the adult. Eye contact is huge. It conveys, trust me, talk to me, I'm here, I'm connected with you. Even when you want to listen to people, normally we do break eye contact, but good communicators will lock in. They're not uncomfortable. They're there, I'm with you, I'm connected with you. That is huge. But you touched on literally touching people, and you would see a tactic. I don't want to say a tactic, but no, it's a tactic.
It's a strategy.
It's a strategy. Is, hey, Louis, and, and maybe I touch your forearm.
Yeah.
You can do that. But I will say today.
You can't do that.
Today is very different.
Yeah.
They would teach us that. They're like, hey, you can touch the top of a person's knee and just be like, hey, and I could be like, whoa, unwanted touch. So now I would actually go against that. I would actually encourage people not to do that just simply because you don't know how it's going to be received. And now today, you got to be a little bit, less is more with that.
Yeah, I mean, shaking your hand, maybe that's it for
I think so.
A second hand on the top, like a genuine heartfelt for 2 seconds and then let it go.
Yeah, I think so. You want to respect people's space. Yeah. It's a little bit different. I think we have more, we do have more social space now.
Yes.
And it's interesting how that's going to change the dynamics of how we interact in the future.
Interesting. How do you build that trust without being present and more connected and touching and...
Right, and you have a mask. You can't even see the lower portion of a person's face, which conceals their expressions, their gestures, so it's even harder to read them.
So how do we read people like that? Is it more body language then of shoulders down as opposed to...
It's harder. The tone, the inflection of the voice, does it change, does it not? The body posture. Again, sometimes it's just as simple as how they say something, the way they deliver a story. For example, when I worked cases, sometimes I did interviews and interrogations, and I would be asked to help local police departments sometimes. And they'd say, look, we have this case and we've got 3 suspects, but we can't figure out who it is.
Oh.
And I would, I'd always want to interview the person I thought it was. And so I would say, do you have statements? And they say yes. And I'd say, send me the statements that they wrote.
Written statements.
Written statements.
About what they said, their story is.
Their story is, correct. Because these are people typically that had been already interviewed by local police. Mm-hmm. They got nothing. They have no proof. So they would reach out and they say, look, you guys are polygraph examiners. You have a bit more expertise in this. Will you help us out? It's an important case. And so I'd say, send me their statements. And so I'd look at their statements, and based on their statements, I would be able sometimes, most of the time, to tell who likely did it. And it was those statements that, and this also happens when we tell a story, when we speak. When you ask somebody, what did you do yesterday? When they deliver a beautiful story to you that has a beginning,
every 2
a middle,
minutes,
and an end, it's an arc. Mm-hmm. When it's a story, it's an arc, it's typically manufactured.
That's a lie, usually.
Yes, because we don't typically talk about our stuff like that. And so when I would read a story, I would read a statement, and if I read like a story, because the person's like, the liar is like, oh, I got to write a story. I got to tell them what I did here, then did here. They're manufacturing it. A truthful person is going to write how their day went. And a truthful person also makes spontaneous corrections. So it contradicts what a lot of people think, in that if I correct myself as I'm telling you something,
then it looks like I'm hiding something.
Then it looks like I'm correcting myself because I'm hiding something. I can't remember my lie. And it's actually not true.
Those are the honest ones.
Yes.
Oh, actually, that was a mistake.
It's a spontaneous correction. When it's unsolicited and somebody you're speaking to, or even in writing, you'll see a scribble. It's okay. If it's a spontaneous correction, meaning they're correcting themselves as they're speaking to you, it indicates truthfulness.
That's an interesting little...
Yes. And also too, like a little one, when somebody uses quotes, when they talk to you, they'll say, oh, he said, and quote, they'll tell you something somebody said in quotes, like he said, this in quotes, that's also truthful.
The air quotes.
The air quotes.
When someone uses that, not on the written paper quotes, but the air quotes.
Oh, even in both, yes.
If someone uses quotes,
yes,
and I repeat, this said this, that means they're telling more likely the truth.
Yes. Truthful.
Why is that?
Because they're being very specific. We also know, based on the research, people who lie vaguely. Remember I said, it's work, it's hard work, you're trying to create a lie, tell a lie, remember the lie, listen to the person speaking to you, think about what you want to say. There's so much going on. And so what they do is they lie vaguely because it's too hard for me to remember all these details, create all these details. It's just too much. It's a heavy cognitive load.
What would you say is the way to overcome self-doubt and build confidence? Some things they could do.
Stop doing things that you're only comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Take risks. Make decisions. I think I've noticed that with people who lack confidence, they're quite indecisive. Indecisiveness is a big thing, and what they will do is they will go take a survey and ask everybody around them, what do you think I should do?
Man.
What do you think I should do? And you're asking a person who has no ability you're asking someone with no expertise about something. It'd be like, love mom, but it'd be like me asking my mom, hey mom, do you think I should do this TV show? And she'd be like, what did you say? What TV show? Oh, you're gonna be on TV? Like I can't ask my mom about a TV business decision. She doesn't have the experience. I can ask her about something else, that she does have experience in. But indecisiveness is key. And
how does someone build decisiveness?
You gotta stop asking people what to do and just do it. And then when you make a mistake, own it. Fall on your face. The more you fail, the more confident you become. You can't fear failure. I have failed, Louis. I don't even know. I feel so much. And and I look at it like, all right. And once that happens, once the worst thing that could happen to you happens, and you are still standing, you are still there, you are still breathing, that builds resilience. Mm-hmm. Indecisiveness, knock that out. The minute you're like, let me ask people, stop, choose. Don't worry about it, whether you're right or wrong, just do it.
So we got to take risks, make decisions, fail often, choose. Anything else on overcoming self-doubt that you've seen?
The way you talk to yourself in your head. Mm-hmm. Watch the language you use. Watch your mouth.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.